Alright, everybody, welcome to... Wait, is this thing going? Yes. Oh, there it is. Welcome to another episode of the jankityasspodcast, number... number 58, I think. Or actually, what I was going to say is this is the third installment of what I already have recorded with me and Tom. Turns out that doing 2 hours every 3 weeks is actually pretty decent. And as you guys have been noticing, it's been giving me some time to get into the articles and stuff. Oh, and an opportunity to drink even more beer, of course. Even though it is the middle of the day. In the meantime, if you haven't already, go down into the corner, like and subscribe to Multi-Murdy Media. You'll get this channel, as well as a couple of my other channels, which, you know, I'll plug at the end of the show, so just keep watching. This week, aside from what I'm already drinking, before what I had with Tom, this time I got some new ones. This is one I've been interested to try for about a month. From Pipeworks Brewing, it's the fluffosando. This is a... oh, it's already starting to come out. Well, that's good. It's strong, but it's good. You know what, let me actually go ahead and pour this out while I'm... Oh yeah, nice and thick and dark. Unfortunately, I only got one of these, so I better enjoy it. And at least it's not as chunky as some of the other ones I've had before, but yeah, let's give it a sip. Ooh. Yeah, it's got some zip to it, as my dad would say back in the day. Content, 10.5%. That's gonna fuck me up. Let's see. Imperial Milk Stout. Well, Imperial means that it's gnarly. Milk Stout, brewed with cacao nibs, peanut butter, lactose, vanilla, and natural marshmallow flavor. Not bad. And the, they even have the artist of the sandwich here is by one Eric Lundquist. That's Pipeworks Brewing, and they're in Chicago. Let's get one more. Oh yeah, that is a very stouty stout. Ooh. Me. Now, no, I'm a man. Hold on to it until it's done. For now. But some other updates before I transition us into some more updates. We finally got big tournaments coming back for you Warhammer fans like myself. I just got my tickets for the Las Vegas Open Championships at the end of January, which is, it's a bit of a while from now, but I mean that one sells out pretty fast. I think the last one that we had before everything shut down was like 1,000 people, and it's but what's interesting is 40K is, I'll probably talk about this a little bit next week with Tom as well, but 40K is it's starting to get to the point where it's starting to get popular, like actual mainstream popular, right? Which is, I want to say not for, I mean this game came out in the 80s, and I want to say it's not for lack of trying that they're only now just getting popular, but it kind of is for lack of trying, because they didn't, that wasn't the intention before. It was just meant to be like a fun little gentleman's beer game, and now it's like a thing. I mean, the top tables are, you know, live streamed Twitch and everything like that. It's kind of Jesus Christ, stuff's giving me the hiccups already, but it's kind of starting to get to the point like any EA games or like Fortnite, Call of Duty and stuff like that, where they have massive followings and big tournaments, right? And yeah, last time I was there, there was there's always just more and more podcasters and vloggers and stuff like that who aren't even actually there for the champion tournaments. They're just, you know, walking around doing interviews and stuff. And it even got to the point where the top tables, they had to have surrounded by, like, they were blockaded basically, and they had to have like somebody there to make sure that nobody got in, right? But at the time, it was still held in the main hall, so I'm not. I also know that this time it's going to be in the Rio Casino instead of Bally's, where it has traditionally been for the last, what, 10 years, I think? I don't know if it's been running that long, but apparently it's like a better deal. And, well, there's more restaurants there, and there's a pool, although it wouldn't matter because it's January, so it's not pool season. However, I think what I know I'd suggested this before because some of the guys on my 40K club / team are actually the head judges there, which, I mean, in a way it kind of sucks because they can't, like, throw in their scores. But it is also, and I've never really had to call a judge for anything, except for like one time when I was there. But at the same time, it's nice to know that like the main guys who are running the thing know that I'm not full of shit, right? Even though like it shouldn't come up, but I'm not. It's word of mouth for me, so. But anyways, what I was gonna say is I would suggest that they have like the final championships in like a locked room or something like that. There's got to be like one of those smaller meeting rooms or something that they can do that in. But I don't know. We'll see. Either way, I'm going. So after this summer, I really got to start practicing. Actually, hopefully we get SoCal open again. That was usually in like right around October. Usually like around the beginning of October. So that's kind of like my own little birthday trip as well, since my birthday's on the 2nd. And that's down in San Diego. And they do it in the like the expo hall of the horse track and fairgrounds down there. I don't remember the exact name of it off the top of my head, but and that would work. They wouldn't have any excuse for not doing social distancing or anything like that because it's in a giant warehouse, and each table has like 2 table spaces in between it, and they still had like 300 tables, I think. So yeah, there's no excuse. They should be able to do it. And it's San Diego. Nobody gives a fuck down there. OC has been just almost wide open this whole time, right? Not quite as much as like Florida or Texas. You know, they still did the whole mask thing, but I mean, there's a lot more people who just don't give a shit. There's no Hollywood in Orange County, like at all. So, God damn, that shit's strong. It's good. It's not the worst I've had. It's not too bitter. So yeah, can't talk. Also, I realize this is a little bit late. It's a day late, but I mean, I don't know. I feel better today than I did yesterday, and I'm just knocking this all out in one spot. I do feel good because I found out that let's see. As you guys know, I've been mostly doing a lot of the Postmates thing, starting with the beginning of lockdowns, and well, they have made all the drivers switch over to the Uber Eats platform, which Uber bought out Postmates a few years ago, but like they're just now making everybody transition to it, and they're also, and I think they're also they changed the actual Postmates app, so it's a little bit more streamlined, and as a customer, you must tip, and you have to select it before like as part of placing the order. If you don't tip, you can't place an order. So, but then on the Uber side, you know, I get more money. just straight off the bat, and I also get a an estimated tip payout, so that would protect me from, because back in the day, well, not back in the day, but with Postmates, you know, half the tips that I would get would just be people like, you know what, I'm not going to do the 18 or the 20, 25, 30%. I'll just give them like $1 or $2. So I don't have to deal with that anymore. And then the incentives that they have on there are not too shabby, because instead of being like a guaranteed earning, they're just an add-on depending on how much you do in the day. And I happen to notice that the ones for the weekends, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is if you do like a full day, 33 trips, you get an extra $100 just tacked on top. Still taxed, of course, but I mean, in an average 3 hours of work, I get like $100 on, or before taxes, right? And that's about 10 trips. So if I do 33, that's going to be like anywhere between 9 and 10 hours a day. It's a long day. Shout out long days. But that's going to be like $400, $400 a day, which means that a good 3-day weekend is worth $1,200 to me, that's not too shabby. And then even after taxes, that's $800, about $100 on gas. I'm still getting $700 a week. And that's if I don't even do anything during the week. I mean, I can, you know, do a few more runs here and there pretty easily enough. And I mean, if I don't have like another job that I'm doing at the time, I could easily just, you know, tack on another day after that. I mean, because there's other bonuses going on in there too. But anyways, so I'm making more money now. One of these days, I'll hopefully start making money for doing this. That'll be nice. Listeners and viewers. And speaking of viewing, for now, I'm gonna... Well, let's just go ahead and get into the rest of our conversation with Tom. And then I'm also gonna have some articles coming up here in a second. So stay tuned, keep watching. Here we go. And speaking of bars, I don't know if you remember, I was telling you about how my old watering hole is doing like a private club type of thing.
No, I don't remember.
Just to try and open early, so they so my old bar is the other door place up here, NoHo Burbank. And so the thing is like they don't have food at all, or anything like that. Even though they do apparently have like an old kitchen back that they don't use for some reason. But
I mean, hey, if until COVID, if it wasn't broken, why fix it? You know, they didn't need it.
Well, they still didn't though, for whatever reason. And I know, and I mean I feel like they could have done the whole food truck thing that some places do, but apparently that's also kind of iffy, because like if the truck just doesn't show up for whatever reason, you're screwed.
God, the whole thing is so stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But anyway, so what they did was they set up a program where, you know, you sign up, you buy a membership or whatever. It was still only like $10 or something like that, and then
they become a club, so they operate under different rules.
Right. And so what they did was, so I guess they would have like a day or so out of the month or week or whatever. I don't know what they're doing. I went for the first one, where they would have people come in who signed up, and you would have to bring like a proof of vaccination and your ID, and like fill out, you know, a couple of consent forms or whatever. And then I'll eventually get a membership card, and I'm basically free to go whenever they're open.
Nice, dude.
Which is still only like Thursday through Saturday, and then during the day Sunday.
I thought that things were. I mean, indoor dining was allowed. I mean, is it just literally because they're a bar?
Yeah,
That's so fucking stupid.
that's all they got.
So goddamn stupid. The inconsistencies with how all of this has been handled, and like you can't even blame Trump anymore, man. Like he's gone. Like it's just stupid.
Gone but not forgotten.
Actually, thankfully for me, I've pretty much have not thought about him since Biden took office. And it helps the fact that he's not tweeting anymore. I mean, it was just I've seen so many like videos that people were like, but wait, now that Trump can't say anything publicly really because he's been banned from all these platforms, like what do we report on? There's this comedian who had this whole bit about having basically Trump withdrawal, and he's like, I wrote about it for years, blah blah, and now it's like nobody even remembers me. It's like now no one even cares about me. And like he goes into like a restaurant, and like he's like, hey, do you guys give discounts for vets? Yeah, I'm a veteran of writing during the Trump campaign. Just like it's so great.
Oh, that reminds me. I know there was a video that one of my buddies showed me a while back that I can't find anymore, but it was what was it? You remember like the stolenvalour videos? Like
people catching people lying about being in the military?
Yeah. So
I know what it is. I've never seen anything though.
Yeah, but no. So there was my friend showed me a parody video of that where they like run up on some dude where he's dressed in like he's basically dressed in like shorts and a fucking Hawaiian t-shirt, or like a Hawaiian button-up, but he's standing in the VA line, and the guy comes up, running up to him with his camera, is like, stolen valor. He's like, no, I'm a trans veteran. It's like, I identify as a war veteran. Like, well, what do you... Oh, I'm sorry. It's like, I forgive you for not understanding this time, but I can't find it.
Oh,
it's hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
Obviously, I'm butchering it, but
yeah,
you get the idea.
No, I get it. It's like the whole Apache helicopter thing, like that meme that went around for forever.
Also, apparently, I did hear, I guess Trump's trying to start his own social media thing.
I thought that did, yeah. Isn't he doing it with the MyPillow guy or whatever?
Or he's trying to convince somebody else to do it. Anyway, I have no idea.
What is it? Yeah, I think it's with the MyPillow guy, because that guy was announced like, oh yeah, he's gonna start his own social media network, blah blah blah. No censorship, nothing this. But if you say anything anti-religion, you're out. It's like, okay, the irony.
So basically, anything.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
Anymore, especially nowadays. But
man, as someone who actually does practice religion, I hate freaking most of the people in it. It's like, especially like white suburban like conservatives. It's like, dude, you're making everybody feel like, it's like you're making it look like everybody who does this is an idiot. And you know what? Call me an idiot to a certain percentage, but after that, it's like, it's just because you're reinforcing a stereotype that didn't have to exist. Come on. Good grief.
And we're back to people not having education.
Heyo.
Alright, let's take a quick break. It is article time, and still got my my stouty fluffy sandwich beer. Still strong. Fuck. Gonna regret drinking this in the middle of the day, but I don't really have anything to do today, so it's fine. Just this, really. And I also plan on trying to do my first stand-up set since the onset of the pandemic today. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. It's pay to play, so I wasn't as big on trying to do it before, but I mean now they were kind of the first official thing in the game, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, I got some articles for you guys, so let's go ahead and get into that. This first one is hopeful for, you know what, let me rearrange things. I'll start with the funny one first here. Where is it? Okay. Number one. GOP congressman appears to tweet email password and PIN while complaining about being served in riot lawsuit. So, this goes back once again to the Capitol riots back in January, which, goddamn, time really flies nowadays. But so a lot of the basically like a lot of the GOP like senators and Congress people or whatever you call them people have basically been, I don't know so much about charged, but like accused with, you know, inciting riots and kind of allowing them to happen. You know what I mean? Like firing, you know, kind of firing up people and really voting against, you know, measures that would bring people in, or security measures is what I meant to say. And then also, you know, trying to basically let off the people who actually stormed the Capitol from serving time, right? So, and this basically just goes to show, this is just another example of how, you know, yada yada, out of touch, blah blah blah. You've already heard the stories before. And also, who is that? I have no idea. Oh, pause. Stop that shit. Next article. This one's more fun. Snyderverse reportedly has a strong chance of being restored now. And this is after... Oh, what the fuck? Get out of here. This is after... there's Darkseid. This is after a lot of... Pretty much all the cast and crew have come out, you know, basically lambasting Warner Brothers and Joss Whedon and their handling of the Justice League and future movies, really, as well. And then also even The Rock came out saying like, hey, I would love to have, you guys should definitely have Zack Snyder back or something like that. I mean, it also remains to be seen if he wants to come back, but it sounds like he does. I mean, they gave him a pile of money to finish his version for HBO Max, which he was more than happy to do. So I think if this happens, it's only a good thing, right? So we'll see. But I would certainly enjoy it if he came back. Let's see. Speaking of HBO, Mortal Kombat on HBO Max exceeded expectations according to executive. Well, obviously. I mean, I know we already talked about the last episode, actually. This movie was kind of dumb, right? But it was just it's a nothing trailer. But what am I trying to say? I don't know. Let me juice my brain up a bit. However, it did undeniably well, right? And we already knew this by the time this article came out. And I've also seen they already have plans for the second movie. There was another article that I didn't bother saving because I knew I was talking about this, but apparently they have Shao Kahn is supposed to be a character in the second movie, which is only obvious. I mean, that's kind of how they did it in the first movie, and hopefully they don't do it like the original movies from back in the 90s, where it looks like they just took some they took some dude off of Muscle Beach and like, you're gonna be Shao Kahn. Like, all right, just growl a lot and swing your fists. Although I think that guy was in some other movies though too, so it's not that bad. And speaking of movies, Scarlet Witch's accent will return in Doctor Strange 2. So apparently she kind of the character like Americanized herself with the WandaVision show. I don't know. I guess that was a complaint that she didn't really have like her pseudo Ukrainian / East European accent that she did in Ultron and what was that other movie? The fuck was she in? Well, I mean, obviously the last set of Avengers movies, and then Civil War is the one I was thinking of. I think that this article is more of a joke too, but I apparently not though. I guess it was like an actual complaint that most people had. I didn't really notice because WandaVision was a good show, so I didn't really care too much. But we'll see what happens. Next up, here we go. Badwolves announces new vocalist Daniel D.L. Laskowicz, former the Acacia Strain guitarist. Now, the Acacia Strain, I've listened to quite a bit. I got some of their albums. They're pretty they're what you would call deathcore, right? They're really heavy and kind of sludgy sort of metal. Oh, there we go. Hey, make up your mind. We'll do that. I'm assuming it's this guy right here in the middle. But I think this. So I didn't know. So their original singer was Tommy Vext, and apparently he either left or got kicked out. I'm not sure what happened, but I do know that during the pandemic he kind of he got real right wingy, so to speak. You know, and a lot of Trump support, you know, stuff like that. I think he even said he was. I think he even like claimed to be a Proud Boy, as well. Although I don't know exactly. Don't quote me on that. But I guess these guys decided to find somebody else. And well, the Acacia Strain's a good band, so I think he'll do good. It'll be interesting to see what he sounds like, and to see what they sound like. I mean, I also never got around to getting the last couple the 2 albums from Badwolves either. I know that they've been doing really good, so I'm sure it's like a little bit of a blow, but you know, these things happen. Last up, Star Trek 4 will reportedly be the franchise's darkest movie yet. This will be... Oh, and I guess Rihanna's going to be in there again, too, seems like. But... What was I going to say? Yeah, because the third movie... Or actually, no, this is just a still from... This is just still from the third movie, which... In a way, it was good, but I didn't like it as much, because it wasn't as... It didn't really dive into the characters at all in the third movie, because they kind of, everybody kind of already been established by what was it, by the first couple movies, which I actually had I actually worked on the second one, Star Trek Into Darkness, where they had Benedict Cumberbatch played Khan. Yeah, that Khan. Basically ran around, fucked everybody up. That was back when I was doing 3D conversion for post-production. I got to work on that movie. And there was some difficult stuff in there. Like I remember I ended up having to do one shot. Well, actually one of the problems that we had was for whatever reason at the time, the prep department, whenever they gave stuff to us, they did all the smallest shots first, and then they did the biggest shots last, which is fine, but it didn't coincide with like what the client had scheduled for us. So we got into a position where I had to do one shot in that movie. This was in the second movie, Into Darkness, I think it was called. Yeah. I had one shot where it was following Pine as Kirk and a couple other people. They were walking into a hangar, and it was kind of like, so they walked down around a shuttle or something like that, and then the camera starts orbiting around them. So you see like the whole inside of like the space hangar, and there's like torpedoes and shit hanging off of chains and all that. And then at some point, it zooms up into a balcony where you see what's his face? I wanted to say Ronnie Chang, but Harold. You played Sulu in there? That guy. Why can't I remember his fucking name? Anyways, it doesn't matter. It was complicated. The point being, this thing was like almost 1,000 frames, which you think 24 frames a second. And I mean, yeah, it's not that long, but whenever you're literally trying to pick out every single element in a shot and make it work in 3D, because that's what we did, it was very complicated. It was projected to take a month of work, and apparently the shot was already 2 months late. And then I managed to knock it out in like a couple weeks, and plus we had a lot of overtime at the time. And also working on that movie really, what is this bullshit, it really helped me figure out how to do that job more efficiently, because I realized that there was a lot of things that just I didn't need to do, so I didn't. In fact, like almost all the characters, there was a lot of people in that shot too, but almost all of them I just made them into like flat bulges, right, like bubbles, and just sort of placed them in the right spot in 3D, and it worked just fine. So good times. And I mean, the movie was still done in time, so that's all that matters. And I kind of also got to the point where what was it? Yeah, I think after doing that shot, then like people knew that I knew what the fuck I was doing. Like I had the job down pat after that. And then they left, so they left town, so that's over. I don't think that studio doesn't even really do 3D anymore, which is unfortunate, but you know, what do you do? Anywho, that is all of the articles for now. And so we are going to go ahead and, well, I'm going to finish this while I'm editing this up, and I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And we're going to finish our conversation with me and Tom. And then next week, we will have all new material, hopefully. Unless something happens and he can't record, then it might be the week after that. So we'll see. But anyways, for now, keep listening. We got our final plugs at the end of the show. And here we go. Are you listening to this show and thinking, man, I'd like to start a podcast, but I don't even know where to start? Well, Buzzsprout has the answers for you. Buzzsprout is a podcast hosting service that provides a number of valuable resources to help you on your podcasting career path. For one, Buzzsprout offers indefinite hosting of all your episodes and allows you to host as much material as you want, depending on the type of subscription that you opt for. Buzzsprout also provides a means for getting your show hosted to every major podcasting platforms such as iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, you name it. In addition, Buzzsprout also provides various means to get your show monetized through various sponsorship and affiliate programs, links to other paid hosting platforms such as Patreon and YouTube, and your own personal newsroom to learn all the tips and tricks for optimizing your podcast for the greatest return on your investment. If you're hearing all this and you're still interested, you can go to my link below and receive an Amazon gift card for starting a podcast hosting subscription that you'll receive on the second billing period of your podcast journey. Everyone has something to share, and there's no time like the present. Join Buzzsprout today. No, it's funny. Well, actually, not funny. But...
Interesting.
Oh, I know how to tie this in. Yeah, so actually, well, I'm sure you know about how, like, everybody's basically running around Hollywood trying to fight each other now with the whole Israeli bullshit thing.
that thing.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, last night I was out working, and like on my last run or whatever, I was going up Sunset, and yeah, it was funny because there was some dude had like a megaphone strapped to the top of his car, and I'm assuming it was supposed to be like some like something in Hebrew or Arabic, but it just sounded like pig squeals and fart noises, just blasting all up and down Sunset. So I thought it was like you know like pull over type of thing. Like, what the fuck? I don't see any lights. But no, it's just that. But yeah, no, I mean, people have been.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Like, yeah. And it's weird. It's like I never really paid attention to it until now, because now I kind of have to because it's in my face. But it was like just reading these things. It's like, you know, you just read headlines and you're like, oh man, Israel's doing some horrible shit. And then you read like the GOP is like on the side of Israel, and you're like, wait, wouldn't they? What? Like, you feel like they would have, like, it just feels like they're like flip-flopping, but like they're not. Apparently they've always been there, and I'm like, what? I don't get why the people who are on the sides of these things are on the sides of these things. The reality of the situation is we should not be supporting Israel at all militarily. We shouldn't be supporting any country at all. We should just try to fix our own goddamn country first.
True. However, Israel is also the primary United States military base in the Middle East.
I mean, that's why we support them, because that's called our foot in the door. I mean, exactly. I know that's why we do it. It's just, I hate that that's why we do it.
Yeah, and all that ordnance that they're shooting out, those are our guns.
Yep.
Quite literally. But
yep. Dark Enterprises.
But no, it's well, A, sad, and B, funny, because I actually know somebody here who's like one of those, Israel forever, doesn't actually know what a Zionist is, but that's exactly what he is. Type of people.
Hysterical.
And yeah, so he's literally been, running around for like the last week or so, basically just yelling at every Middle Eastern he can find on Hollywood.
God.
And doing the same on Facebook and stuff. And also, it's like, hey man, like, you OD'd 2 months ago. You were fucking dead. Like, I don't need your advice on this kind of thing. You
should just follow him around, and like whenever he starts yelling at people, just be like, "Oh, don't mind him. He OD'd like 2 months ago. He's an idiot."
Well, apparently, I say sad now because apparently he got his ass kicked last night. Out on Melrose, and had to like go to the hospital and everything.
So
again,
I don't feel bad, because if you're going around, what is it? It's the old saying, if you make fun of death, death will find you.
Yeah. And also,
or if you go looking for trouble, you're gonna get it. Like, I mean,
oh yeah.
Like, dude, if you're gonna go picking fights and like calling people and basically just be completely uneducated on a subject, and like piss people off, you're gonna get your clock cleaned by somebody, and you're gonna deserve it. Like, I'm sorry, like I don't know this person, and so I don't. Like, it's probably easier for me to be like, yeah, I don't care. They completely deserve that.
But fuck, what was I gonna say? And then yeah, also on top of that too, like now, you know, having to deal with hospital stuff, and the thing is, like, for like the last year or so, he's been running around about like, you know, oh, I'm starting my, you know, like vaping marijuana business, and I'm making like millions of dollars and shit, and now he's got a fucking GoFundMe up for whatever.
Yeah, millions of bucks in my ass.
Hospital bills and something about totaling like 2 cars because he can't fucking drive. I mean, literally, and like I said, he OD'd earlier this year. Wasn't the first time. The last time like killed one of his eyes. So he just got like the one that's like just sort of hanging off to the side, type of deal.
See, now I am interested in this person, because like, how the hell?
And last year he got a concussion. Again, this is just me living vicariously through him on Facebook, but he caught a concussion. He, I guess, ran into a light pole while he was walking, but it was like hard enough that he had to go to the hospital for like a day, and he talks like a stroke victim now, almost.
Wow.
Like, I don't.
This guy's like the living embodiment of that character from Monty Python who keeps getting his arms and legs cut off, and he doesn't get that he's lost, and he's like, best 2 out of 3. Oh yeah, it's only a flesh wound.
And he was also like, well, the reason that I know him is because he was like, he used to be like kind of big-ish, or at least well known in like the LA metal scene.
Oh, okay.
Like not an artist or anything like that, but just kind of like one of those people that knows everybody because he's from here.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. So now he also, well, I mean, yeah, he's like, yeah, Israeli forever. We can do nothing wrong. All Middle Easterners are shitheads. But then he's also like, I'm a Satanist and I'm an atheist. So, like, well, pick one.
Yeah,
get your shit straight.
You don't get to be both there, my boy.
And of course, like, you know, depending on who you ask, Satanism is basically just a psyop anyway. So that's point.
Oh man,
it's a mess.
I don't freaking understand this earth anymore. In the words of what's his name from Futurama? The professor, what's his name?
Futurama, Farnsworth?
Yeah, Professor Farnsworth. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I don't want to live on this planet. Actually, I think about it. I gotta pull up like his original post.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
For the record, we do not hold these views. We're reading somebody else who holds these views.
Let's see, where is it? Oh yeah, and of course Antifa's all shitheads and BLM's all shitheads. All that. Oh, and he's apparently trying to he applied to live in Israel. Which I don't know how that's gonna work, cause I mean I guess they don't care anymore. Which is like, there's a metal guy covered in tattoos. He wears like a pentagram necklace. Like, they're not gonna.
You know, you would be great for our suicide bomber. I mean, close combat specialist program that we're starting up.
Just funny close, thing, no combat.
Yeah, but yeah, I know, right? Funny thing, it's only going to involve one person, and you're it. You're basically our James Bond of this.
Go out there and get him.
Yeah, and wear this backpack and dial this number.
Where the fuck is it?
You could pick the school or the hospital, whichever one, as long as they're both in Palestine.
But no, he was literally fuck, you must have deleted it, but he had a whole rant about like, you know, like all Arabs are terrorists, yada yada yada, and he literally says, "We Jews are the defenders of the world." And like, all right, man.
Calm down, buddy.
Followed by, and you posted this one just still up. Just because your feelings are valid doesn't mean your behavior is. Like,
that's
you look in the mirror.
Lost. I was gonna say that's lost irony if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Same time, I don't wish bad on almost anyone. So
I think if you get what you deserve, you get what you deserve. And if you come out of it a better person, or if you turn your life around, great.
Yeah,
good for you.
I say stop deserving what you get.
Yeah. Realize that most of your problems and successes are self-inflicted. Or they can be.
But yeah, it just bullshit all around. Kids with guns. And I mean, I kind of look at that in the same way as like all the riots and stuff that we had last year all over the U.S. here. You know, everybody's like
George Floyd riots.
That and just all police stuff in general. Well, because like it's always like, you know, one side's like, you know, hey, or like all the people who like whatchamacallit are like against all that stuff. They say like, you know, oh, you know, yada yada, property damage, or this is not the way to handle things. I always feel like people don't seem to understand that if you throw a lit match at a topped off gas can, it's gonna explode.
Yeah, it's gonna do that.
Like, can't just be sitting around like, did I do that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you did. Congratulations.
Not to mention which, it's like you had a bunch of people who were staying at home, forced to do nothing but watch the news, and the whole MO of the news for the last 30 years has been make people scared or hate something. Oh, and then the occasional puppy.
Yeah.
Like, God, like the news is, honest to God, probably responsible for so much of what's happening because of their cultural impact. Like, there are times where I say things on here and I'm like, maybe I might regret thinking or saying it that way later, or what if, you know, cancel culture, this or that, blah, blah, which doesn't exist except for little people, by the way. And I mean little people, like not celebrities. But one thing I will always go, I will say it in a firing squad is like, half our problems are because of the news. Like, and I don't mean like your local cable unit, like Pasadena Weekly, you know, your small town news segment. I mean, like
National
Fox.
news.
National news is freaking evil. They know what they're doing.
Oh, if evil's a word, so much is greedy.
I'm willing to throw I'm willing to throw a hint of evil in there. You know, because you're basically a giant ass propaganda machine. That you can do market manipulation, you can do, you know, mass, you know, thought adoption, just get people to hate each other, hate immigrants, hate each other again, hate those people, hate that people, be afraid of those people, be afraid of that people. It's all just fear and hate. And if things are going right, psychologically your brain's just like, oh cool, things are going right. Like you know, sitting in the moment being like, things are going great, this is so wonderful. Like, that's not something the human brain necessarily does, but we always are like, wait, something's not working. Why? Our brains are designed to be like, something's not working and I have to fix it, or I have to understand why it's not working. And as a result of that, the news plays off of that. It's like, oh, these things are wrong, this is something that's wrong or broken, oh my gosh, blah blah blah. And they never outright say what they think the solution is. They just lead you to that water and let you drink it yourself. Like, oh man, crime's up, so is immigration, funny. Or like, you know, any number of things. And it's both sides, man. I think it's not about red versus blue. Red and dude, they need each other. One doesn't make sense without the other.
Well, I mean, and also the Well, the tricky thing is too with like the major news programs. What they do is the actual news, like the quote unquote honest reporting and news is during the day when people are at work. So then the primetime spots are all the opinion pieces,
op-eds. Yep.
which are technically and legally just entertainment.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I think I even remember there was like a recent court case against Tucker Carlson where they ended up ruling like, hey, nobody with nobody in their right mind would think that anything this man's saying is the news. Well, I guess nobody's in their right mind then.
Well, I mean,
around here,
his whole shtick is he makes old white people scared or angry at something, and then he makes young white people scared or angry at something. It just depends on what he's talking about. And then the next day,
everybody in between as well.
Yeah, and everybody in between. And then there's backlash, and then he'll be like, I didn't mean it that way. You guys are idiots. Or he'll be like, all right, well, here's the one word to clarify what it is. But then, like, instead of spending several segments on this topic, he'll quickly be like, oh yeah, that's what it is. So then he can just claim like, oh yeah, no, I corrected myself. What are you talking about? We apologize for what we did. It's like, no, don't.
He's basically just a couple steps behind Alex Jones.
I cannot stand him. He's
who is actually like somewhat right about the frogs thing.
Right, but not because of the reasons he was saying. It was because of like, hey, isn't it crazy that like all these corporate companies are just dumping chemicals into our systems and it's like fucking people up and there's no accountability on it whatsoever, and we covered it up. But hey, it's a great meme song, right?
Well, yeah, I mean that is a crazy thing. Like, apparently, I mean, I don't like doing research into this, and I'm not subscribing to some one-off website of his or whatever. But apparently, like, the vast majority of like the bullshit that he says is like actually either completely correct or at least rooted in something that actually happened. And then it's really only just like the few like really wild claims, like the whole Sandy Hook thing that was obviously just completely wrong, and that's what screwed him. Like if that hadn't happened, he would still be well, everywhere.
Yeah.
Beyond just his own website and a couple of podcasts.
Or at least like somewhat, I don't want to say respected, but at least taken more seriously.
Oh yeah. But he's not supposed to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. I mean, he literally chugs a bottle of whiskey and turns on the camera.
Yeah. Doesn't, well, after doing a line of coke, but yeah.
Probably that too. Or steak seasoned with coke.
All chimichurri sauce.
I wonder if that's possible. You can actually cook with cocaine.
I don't think so, just because like I feel like it would just like evaporate, you know? Like I feel like it's one of those like you take it and you're bam, and then or it's like that's it. Like, you know, like I don't know if it could last through that kind of process.
Yeah, maybe not. Probably, it would be like burning salt, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Or, you get a hint of it, but it's lost most of the savor.
You could probably brew with cocaine.
Maybe
like a cokey lager.
Cookie.
So I'm sure it'd be equally as bad for you. But I did see you know who Ron Funches is, right?
I don't actually.
He's the he used to be like a more of a portly black comedian. You know, he's the
I maybe know by sight then. I don't know.
Yeah, you would, but he managed to get a I want to say it's a HG series or AMC.
Seriously?
But it's like it's hosting. Think like Iron Chef or Chopped or whatever.
Oh, okay. He
but with weed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
That's not a bad
people
gig.
yeah, so people are doing up all the recipes, but they have to add in a flour or extract or something like that.
So they're doing edibles, or like it's just they're cooking with hemp as like an ingredient kind of a thing.
Cooking with hemp and THC and all that stuff. So like maybe you'll get like a salmon with THC infused hollandaise sauce or whatever.
Yeah, I'd like the
like
salmon. I'd like the salmon with the Alabama Kush dressing.
Hell yeah! I'm actually surprised we don't see more weed cafes.
That'll pop up
around.
That'll pop up once it becomes federal.
True.
I mean, there's a lot of companies that are like, and a lot of business models that don't make sense unless you can expand beyond where you're at. Like, and even sure if local things, but like once federal adoption takes on, then that's security. That's why there's like a lot of people who like invest in like weed stocks, because it's like, oh, once it hits federal, they're gonna go through the roof, and they're right. It's just, will it ever hit federal? Will we ever remove ourselves from our Puritan bloodlines? We'll never know.
And or whenever it hits synthetic market.
Dude, synthetic is. I've had synthetic weed. That shit fucks you up, and not in a good way. It makes you like. The one I had was like probably a bad batch, and it was like super cheap and ghetto, but like it made me paranoid as shit for like 4 hours.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember. I don't know if I talked about this already, but I still remember the first time I had that I actually smoked out here in California, because like I'd had some back home. Every once in a while when I go visit my friends, like whenever I'd come home from break when I was in college, and it was all just crap, right? It didn't really do anything. Yeah. So I was always just like, oh, weed's nothing, right? But then I had it. I remember I was at, I don't even remember what we were doing. I was just with a couple of friends, and an acquaintance who's, oh fuck, that's the alcohol burps coming up. But no, I was at a friend of a friend's house, and I ended up spending the night because we hung out and smoked and all that. And once it got kind of late, because I drove or whatever, and I was used to just being able to get kind of buzzed, and then I could still be fine.
Yeah.
But I remember I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, well, I gotta go. And I stood up, and then I was immediately like one of those fucking dolls, where you press the button on the bottom and the whole thing just goes limp. It's like, oh shit, what is this? So it's like, all right, I guess I'm stuck here for the night.
Yeah. Hey, fellas, looks like I can't move my body anymore.
Like, I'm gonna go, never mind.
Yeah. And it's back.
But then also at the same time though, it's you froze for a second there, but it kind of helps me save money a little bit since I started using edibles mostly, and the bars not being open anymore, because I can go and get a 10-pack of gummies at 10 milligrams each, and one of those will I take one before I go to sleep. Yeah, it'll fuck me up for the night, and it'll help me sleep.
Yeah.
Unlike,
and it's like what? Pretend what is it, like $15?
$20.
That's not bad.
Like 20 to 24 for 10 pieces.
The same amount in actual weed is probably like what, 40, 50?
No, it's so like an eighth of an ounce is like a bag about this big, full.
Yeah.
Right, and then so that's like a whole bag like this, full of buds, each one which is like a whole bowl.
Oh, so you actually do get more bang for your buck with actual weed then.
It's about the same. So
because the gummies are way more concentrated.
A little bit more, but yeah. So like a gummy will fuck me up more, but then also at the same time, one of those bags will have like between 8 to 10 buds in it. And again, each one of those is a whole bowl. And so, well, I mean, you've seen, like, I've smoked a bowl before, shows before, and, like, it'll get me a little bit loopy. But then, again, that'll help me sleep as well. Yeah. And even, like the ones that I've gotten so far are still, like, the quote, cheaper ones, and that's still, like, $25 for an eighth.
Yeah.
And some of the nicer ones get up to, like, 50, which I haven't tried yet.
Hey, you should.
But
little birthday present to yourself.
Yeah, right. Actually, you know what I really want to get is they at the shop that I go to, they have this blunt called the Napalm.
Oh, yeah.
It comes in a thick glass grenade shaped thing. And you pop the top off, and the blunt is literally like this big around, and it's this long, and it's like it's $100.
It's like a chode of a weed.
And I'm pretty sure it's like one of those Snoop Dogg blunts that you're not supposed to do by yourself. But I kind of want to do one of those by myself. See what happens.
Well,
fuck me up.
Let me know when you do it, so if I can text you the next day and just be like, "Oh, he did." Cool.
Might be the day after. But no, and also I remember my roommate here a while back. We were at one of our old friends' house, and he had a edible red velvet cake.
Oh, nice.
At some point, and I guess whenever we were leaving, he just like gave it to my roommates, like, here, you can have this. I don't need it. And this was back before there were actual dispensaries, so it was like you were just getting stuff from like some guy in the back of a head shop or whatever. So he had no idea what was in it. He says, he's like, yeah, I ate that thing and then, like, just panicked for, like, 10 hours straight. Missed, like, a whole day of work. And he's like, yeah, I finally woke up and I had 911 dialed in my phone ready to call.
Holy shit.
So, like, he could have almost been one of those fun 911 call videos that you see, like, I died. Help.
I'm saying Jesus. All right. Well,
he is real.
He is real, and he is past.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that does it for me tonight.
Calling it on me.
Yep. But hey, we got a good 2 hours and change in.
We got some solid time in. What time is it? About.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
it's about 2 hours.
Little under 2 hours. My bad, because I forgot we started.
True.
We so like hour 45.
I do have an idea of kind of what I want to do to get even more people in.
Oh, nice.
Without taking away from our time together.
Hey, man, splice and dice it. That's how you do it.
Oh yeah, more is better. And also, I've been like the whole Postmates thing, they're making all the drivers finally switch over to Uber.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I finally started using it, and overall it's better, and I get more money. Like straight
there you
up.
go.
Like I got like close to $400 in like a day's worth of work.
That's pretty damn good.
That ain't bad.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
And that wasn't even including like the day one switchover bonuses that I got. So
nice.
It also means that it looks like I will probably have more money to get even more filler tracks for transitions and stuff.
Nice.
Between whatever I got recorded here. So
finally buy yourself that $50 weed.
Yep. Show will be better. And then I just got to start writing up stuff and doing open mics and stuff, so I have even more ways to promote this. and us and me and all that stuff. So,
yeah.
And speaking of promotions, obviously if you're watching this, go down in the corner here on YouTube, click like and subscribe to Multi-Murdy Media. You get this show, the jankityasspodcast. You also get the Gutsy Ass Gamer. It's all video games and stuff, which I'm working on right now. You get Poncho's Paint Booth, which I'll be working on again soon. That's all hobbies and not video games. Hobbies and painting and modeling and all that crap. And then also Multi-Murdy Media on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I started uploading some new stuff. And also multimurdymedia.com. And what else? And then, of course, the audio version of this, pretty much anywhere you get podcasts, all the major ones.
Anywhere.
And then Tom here you can find
on the TFG Radio podcast, where I'm with the LVO 40K judges, and we talk about all things Warhammer 40,000 related, from lore to tangents to game to more tangents to salt and lots of salt.
Yes, big grains of salt.
So much salt. So much salt.
All right. Well, this will probably be the ending of the second week doing this. So nice. We will, as always, see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.